Hallelujah. This fucking book is so good. Decoding the Pyramids. It talks about every sort of theory of psychic phenomena and how it's built and just the whole history and what it involves. This part is very interesting. They say the steps of the pyramid matches to history if you made it into a calendar. So the entrance is the beginning of their version of time, which I believe, it's the same as the Mayan long count calendar around 3100 BC. So we zoom in, it says 2141 BC, scored lines. 1453 is right here, the Exodus. The stop right here is 33 CE, the crucifixion of Christ. And then the King's Chamber, 1914, it's the First World War. So that's just something to take into consideration. And they also built it according to the Pleiades and all these weird theories. Alright, let's go to Napoleon's strangely psychic visitation in the King's Chamber. All these visits. Napoleon's visit. Said after he invaded Egypt in 1978, he visited the Great Pyramid to be left alone in the King's Chamber. When he emerged, it was reported that he looked visibly shaken. He replied that he had no comment. An aide asked him whether he had witnessed anything mysterious, and that he never wanted the incident mentioned again. In 1821, when he was on his deathbed, a close friend asked him what really happened in the King's Chamber. He was about to tell him, but stopped, shook his head and said, "No, what's the use? You'd never believe me." As far as we know, he never told anyone and took the secret to his grave. There is, however, an unsubstantiated story that Napoleon had hinted that he was given some vision of his destiny during his stay in the King's Chamber. And this is real. I believe the pyramid is a huge resonance of psychic frequencies, and it's in exactly 3333 or something longitude, latitude. This book talks about everything, and it's way ahead of its time. Good job, Desalvo. And to top it off, this was the sky in 1798 when Napoleon saw the vision. So we have Mars and Pluto conjuncting in Pisces, the most psychic sign. I think that has a lot to do with it. We have Jupiter and Venus conjuncting in Taurus, so that's imagination with relationships. And so technically there's a planet in every water sign. You got Neptune, Scorpio, Mars and Pluto, Pisces, and Saturn in Cancer. So, it's the most intuitive element in the whole zodiac. This is his chart. So he has a Saturn return. So he did all that battling because there was Saturn in Cancer during the other time. And Jupiter in Scorpio here. Like Tupac.